A dark grey cat wanders through a forest when a pack of dogs arrive by the river to catch fish. When two of the dogs fight over a fish, the cat takes the fish and is immediately chased by the dogs. The cat loses the dogs, but notices a herd of deer stampede before it is caught by an onrushing flood. The cat and the dogs survive the flood and reach higher ground. A yellow Labrador retriever follows the cat to an abandoned cabin decorated with wooden cat sculptures before they both notice the water level rising rapidly and the Labrador joins the other dogs on a boat. After the flood consumes the cabin, the cat climbs atop a giant cat statue until the waters reach the top of the statue's head. As the rising water completely submerges the statue, the cat jumps into an approaching sailboat with a capybara aboard. The next morning, as the boat sails through a partially submerged forest, the cat goes overboard while trying to avoid a white secretary bird, but it begins to sink underwater. A mutated whale saves it from drowning, but another secretary bird immediately seizes it and carries it over the boat and releases it. Soon after, as the water level continues to rise, the capybara invites a ring-tailed lemur to hop aboard with its basket of trinkets. Later that day, the three animals land on shore and are joined by the Labrador. They encounter a flock of secretary birds that show hostility toward them, causing the cat to run away before the flock corners it. The younger secretary bird that first encountered the cat pleads with the leader to spare its life, only to lose in a duel and have its wing injured before the flock abandons it. With a diminished ability to fly, the secretary bird joins the crew. The crew arrives at a half-submerged city set near the base of massive stone pillars. After learning from the capybara, the cat improves its ability to swim to catch fish on its own and feed the rest of the crew. Later, the crew sees the other dogs stranded in a bell tower. The secretary bird initially refuses to head for the dogs, but upon the cat giving its approval, the secretary bird begrudgingly lets the capybara take control of the boat and rescue the dogs. As the boat sails through the stone pillars during a heavy storm, the secretary bird leaves, having regained its ability to fly. The cat once again falls overboard, but it swims ashore and climbs to the top of one of the pillars, where it meets up with the secretary bird in the center of a labyrinth. They are both temporarily weightless, but the cat floats back to the ground while the secretary bird flies toward the light and disappears. The cat tries to swim back to the boat, but it is too far. However, it finds a glass float and uses it to stay afloat. Suddenly, the water level rapidly drops as suddenly as it had earlier risen. After much time roaming through the forest, the cat is reunited with the lemur and is led to the boat hanging on a tree. The dogs jump off the boat, but just as the capybara is about to exit, the tree begins to give in to the weight of the boat. The cat passes the boat's rope to the lemur and dogs, who work together to pull the boat toward them. But when a rabbit scampers by, the other dogs abandon the Labrador and its friends. The capybara and cat manage to jump off just before the boat falls with the tree into a ravine below. Just as the crew celebrates, another deer stampede appears. The cat follows the stampede before noticing the whale beached in the forest. The cat comforts the whale before the capybara, Labrador, and lemur reunite with the cat and they look at their reflection in a puddle of water. In a post-credits sequence, a whale is seen surfacing on the ocean.